Hi everyone, it's me Nikki here with this week's home tips, so let's jump right in. Now you know those bags that you get when you buy your oranges or your limes and lemons, and you know we never think about recycling these bags or reusing these bags, and so I read where you can reuse these and make these into scrubbers for your pots and pans and your dishes and things like that when you're having to wash dishes. And I thought that was just the neatest concept because they do look just like the scrubbers when you roll them up, and so the texture is the same. Now the texture, let me talk about that a minute. The texture is slightly different. It's not as harsh as the ones that we buy in the store, but they're still durable enough that I think they would work. And so I rolled mine up, and I was curious about two things. One, I was curious if it was really going to kind of scrub the pan or the dish or whatever I needed to scrub well enough to get it off, because it is softer than the average. But then two, I wanted to know if it was going to stay together, because I just rolled it up and then I was like, well, maybe I need to look at a different way of doing this, so that maybe tying it in a knot somehow and then rolling it up. I really didn't put a lot of time into kind of how to roll it up. So I just rolled it up into a ball basically. And so what I wanted to do next is I wanted to try this on a dirty pot and see how it did. I was actually glad that it's not that rough as the ones I buy in the store, because of the fact that it won't scratch my pan. So that was a plus for me. But if this works, I will definitely start saving these and using these. This is a great way to save money, a great way to recycle. So let's jump in and try it in one of the pans. And so I had one of my dirty pans here, and I put a little dishwashing liquid in it, and I wanted to give it a go. And so this is not, this pan didn't have a lot of tough food in it, but it was enough to where I wanted to try it out and it worked well. And so I have to give it thumbs up. It did work well, but it did not stay in the ball. So I have to work around and maybe tie it in a knot and play around with how to get that to stay. But I have to give this a huge thumbs up because it really did work, and I'm definitely going to start incorporating this into my household, and I love it. So I am giving this a go. This is definitely a go. So now let's go ahead and let's move into our next home tip, which has to do with actually screws. And I am bad about this. I will ruin a screw. And you know how you strip a screw and you can no longer get it out because there's nothing to grip it on, because it's like I'm turning here, I can't get it out. There's nothing to grip it on because I've stripped it. Well, I read, well, if you put a rubber band over the screw and then try to unscrew it, it will bring that stripped screw out. Now, I was a little, hesitant about this, because when I posted this on Facebook, I had one of my Facebook friends, one of you out there, said that you tried this and it did not work for you. But then a couple days later, another person posted and said it did work for them. So I was like, oh, okay, let's see. Well, as you can see, it is clearly working for me. So I have to say this does work. I simply put the rubber band over top and it pulled the screw out. And you saw before I could not get the screw out when it was stripped. So I give this a big thumbs up. It really did work, and I am definitely incorporating this into my home, because I will strip many more screws. Now on to the last tip here, and it's the cupcake drip, and I thought this was the cutest thing that I saw on Pinterest, and this is a mommy tip here. Basically, it's using your cupcake liners as drippers for popsicles, so that your kids when they have their popsicles, they're not dripping all over their hands and things like that. This kind of catches all of the juices and things like that. So I thought this was really, really adorable, but I wanted to give it a try to see if it really worked. I saw it on Pinterest and it seemed like it worked, but it's not until you try it yourself that you truly know. And so I took the liner, and I just had these foil liners, but they did have a paper liner inside of them. So I just took the bottom of them and took my scissors and folded it and clipped a little just on the edge. You don't want to do too much, just a little edge so that you can fit your popsicle stick through. It takes 2 seconds to do. And I have to say it worked perfectly. It was so cute. This is great for birthday parties and things like that for little kids, and it takes no time to put together, but it saves from a big mess. So I give this one a big, huge thumbs up. So I was extremely happy with how the home tips turned out this week, because everything really worked for me. So I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you next week for home tips again. This is Nikki saying goodbye.